I created God in my own image, and he was black, and he was a woman, and he was powerful. I mean, I was powerful. I was like God. I wanted to be like God. But like, I'm not God. I know that. We all know that, right? Like, I'm just created in his image just like you. I was like God. He was my homie and we rolled together. You know, when it made sense. Like when it worked for me. Because if he asked me to do anything that went against what I felt, like if he was coming against my truth, that part I don't roll with. There's parts of the Bible, like I don't agree with the parts that made me feel less than. Because like I said, I was like God. I created him in my image. So when it was convenient and when it was easy to worship him, that's how I would fit him into myself. So like, as long as it was all love and peace and empowerment, I'm good. And it's God. Shoot, that's Jesus. He's all about peace and love. He's all about making me feel good. And because he was just like me, he never changed anything about me. I stayed the way I wanted to. My opinion was the standard, and it made sense because I study how to be fair and inclusive and tolerant and loving to all people. And my God does the same. I created him. He's all about whatever I want to do. Whatever you want to do, you should do it. Except something shattered this moment I was having with my God, the God I created in my own image. We were equal. He didn't have to save me from myself. I already liberated myself. I am freedom. I am woman. I am deceived. This, what I just described, is not God. It is not the living word. This is not the God of the Bible. This is not Jesus. This is not Holy Spirit. I created this. See, this God that I created, it revolved around me. How I think, how I see things, how I study, how I move, how I dress, how I take in everything around me. I was the filter. I was the checkpoint. I was the standard. And the red flags looked green because I was looking down instead of up in my own heart. When you put your trust in culture's interpretation of spiritual things, you will be just as confused as I was. You will believe that what you deem to be right is so. Just because everyone's doing it, whether they're in the church or whether they have Jesus in their bio, you have to discern the spirits. Just because someone sings about the God in you doesn't mean he's there. Just because someone believes in something bigger than themselves does not mean that they are for God. So, just to recap, when God is created in your own image, in my own image, the culture will feed that God and it will look and sound like you. If the whole world agrees with something, that is something to look at once, twice, 3 times, double check to make sure that it is the will of God, because often it's against God. There is no neutrality in Jesus. You are either hot or cold. You are either for Jesus or not for Jesus. I thought that I could balance the 2 relationships. I was spiritually polyamorous, loving every soul, every spirit, every kindred sensibility that made me feel amazing. And God, who had created me, was now just my leg up to the universe to wield and absorb all the good stuff, I was on a higher plane. I elevated my mind and had good vibrations. I vibrated higher and I got to the top. And God was nowhere to be found. Jesus had not met me in my Christ consciousness. He wasn't in the tarot cards. He didn't meet me with sage. All I found was emptiness and empowerment, a drug that I had tasted and seen and did not find the Lord. And I was moved to and fro wherever my heart would take me to create another God that suited me. The bait and switch in this culture is that God is just a mixing of your own ideas. He is whatever you imagine, you create, and you design, and you feel comfortable with. But my friends, that is not God. That is not Jesus. That is not the Holy Spirit. It's a lie. Just like the title of this video, it is a lie. You cannot create God, and you cannot tell God how he should want to be worshiped. You cannot tell God that he should follow your lead. You cannot serve God and serve your own heart. You cannot serve two masters. The heart is deceitful above all things, meaning you can't trust yourself. Why don't you trust the God who created you in his image? Taste and see that the Lord is good.